sales up.
Oh, you got so you can get rid of me? I'm back.
This will be my first sailing yacht. How hard can it be?
None of these other chicks are gonna go for you because you're 20 years younger than them.
Oh,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Below Deck Sailing Yacht Edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-captain. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
I'm sad.
I'm sad, too. It felt like the end of the vacation, right?
That is a good analogy. Yeah, what I was feeling was the sadness of a season coming to an end. But also, you never watched The Real World on MTV.
No. What's that?
It was like one of the original reality shows. 7 strangers picked to live in a house. And they
like
just
a Big Brother?
Sort of like a Big Brother.
Okay.
And I used to love it. But at the end of every season, the final episode, the last 10, 15 minutes was one by one. Every cast member. The first cab comes and they have to get in. Oh, I'm the first person to go to the airport. Oh, I'm the second. And then the last person is left in the house by themselves.
Yeah.
And it's usually the person that had the biggest story arc or was the most emotional of the season. And this brought me back to that. Because again, guys, don't forget, this is our first time watching and covering Below Deck. So I'm sure they do this every season. But for us, it was not just the sadness, or for me, not just the sadness and emotion of the end of a season, but watching them just say goodbye one by one.
You know what's weird? I never feel this way when 90 Day or Maps ends.
Because fuck those people.
Not even that, but it's like they're all like couples or not. They get divorced and it's like, yes, I'm happy, right? Like it's almost like it wasn't a vacation. For these guys, I know it wasn't a vacation, but it kind of was.
But also, in 90, they have each other. So there's not...
That's what I said. They're a couple
right,
or
they're not,
get a divorce, but still.
You don't feel this sense of loneliness. Like you watch them walk away one by one and you feel bad for them. You're like, oh my God, they just had the best 6 weeks.
They don't leave.
Where?
And it's like on 90 Day, you have a couple by
the
couple.
The camera crew leaves.
Yeah, you
they
have
stay
couple by
put.
couple. They don't all hang out together, right? Yes, at the tell-all, but that's the first time they meet. So you don't have this sadness in there. Like these guys, like, oh my gosh, you know how I felt? I literally felt like I used to go to the breathing camp.
Yeah.
We used to go to Greece. And the whole check insurance paid for it, 1 month in Greece, beautiful. And you go there, you don't know anyone, right? You're like 13 and you meet people, you bunk with people and you fall in love with whoever. And then, but you guys...
They take your breath away, Teresa?
Literally. Not fall in love, you're 13, but everyone is from all over the Czech Republic, right? Yeah. So leaving means, I think I've seen one of the girls once ever since the camp. I'm friends with like 3 people on social media.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
It's another good analogy. It's summer camp.
Yes, but it's as hard. When I used to go to summer camp with people from my hometown, I see them, right? I went to school with them. So it wasn't that hard. But this was literally the feeling of leaving the breathing camp, saying goodbye to the people that I will most likely not see again. And as I didn't.
You know what makes it easier, Teresa? You know what makes it a little easier? Drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Let's cheers to a season. What a season. Below Deck Sailing Yacht. We loved it. Cheers.
Na zdraví.
Na zdraví. Beautiful. What a season.
Also, for you guys who don't listen to our Made in 90 Day podcast, A, what are you doing with your life? And B, we're back together.
Yes.
I still do have COVID, but it's been freaking 12 or 13 days.
Quit bragging.
Well, I got a call from the Department of Health today. They asked me, how is it going? You had a positive test a week ago, more than a week ago. And I said, doing good, all good, no fever, nothing. And they said, you're good to go back and hang out with whoever you want. So I'm hanging out with John.
We're hanging out.
Yes, I got the clearance.
You got all clear?
All clear. That's what the lady said on the phone.
Love
and I
it.
asked.
All right. Well, let's keep moving. Let's keep talking. There's a lot to talk about here. Before we get into the episode, little housekeeping. Please, if you're not following us on Instagram, follow us there. Follow us at Married to Reality Pod. We will keep you updated on all things podcast related and news of these reality shows and news of us.
And guys, John entered the world of TikTok.
Oh, I sure did.
And he was so proud of that reel he made today. I was like working. He's like, I got on TikTok. You have to see this.
Yeah, if you're on TikTok, follow us. That's a great shout. Follow us on TikTok, Married to Reality Podcast, I think, because it's got 3 views
We're
right
really
now.
out on TikTok.
Yeah, that's how I had to make the thing. I don't know how to get views on TikTok because we have 3 and I use the hashtags. I was like 90 Day Fiance, Reality TV.
I don't know.
So follow us on TikTok if you're TikTokers. I'm trying to get in with the kids. I hear that's what the kids are up to. So
you see, I can't get into TikTok.
it was
But
fun.
I feel like I will.
It was kind of fun
I
to
will.
do. Anyway, follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, at Married to Reality Pod. Also, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. You look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as this freaking season.
What a season.
Am I right?
So hot.
It was a great season.
Thank you to all of our friends. There were a few in particular who really said, hey, guys, you should be covering Below Deck.
Yes,
And
that's
then
very true.
Thank you to the rest of you guys because we threw out a poll and you guys voted yes, you should cover this show. But thank you to everyone because I don't think we would have covered this if it wasn't for your encouragement.
I don't think so either. And I have to say, it was a bit challenging for me at the beginning because I was so used to talking about 90, talking about maps with very similar ways of storytelling, right? And this was very different, and I was really thrown off at the beginning.
It's a linear story. It goes from start to finish.
Yeah.
90 is couple, then another couple, then back to a couple, then another couple. So,
And
yes.
so it took me a while to wrap my mind around it and how I actually want to talk about it because sometimes I get all over the place myself. And so it took some adjustment for me. And
sure.
I liked the challenge. I literally had to watch the show several times
I
at the
remember
beginning.
the first episode we watched 4 times, I think. Before
so many times because I really had to wrap my mind around it. And now I watch once, twice, right?
Yeah.
Just to get the story right, to get everything. But I enjoyed it. I
love
really enjoyed it. And I'm glad we did it because it was different.
Yeah. And I guess we should say now at the top of the show, why not? July 11th, Below Deck Med comes back. So
Yes.
you bet your bottom dollar we'll be all aboard that.
But it's a regular boat, right?
Yes, it's a power yacht, I think. It's not a sailing boat.
Oh, power, yeah.
I don't know if that's the appropriate name. We'll
You
learn.
think Gary's going to be on it?
No, I don't think so. But there are some returning
Okay.
crew members. We should maybe watch a couple episodes of last season, Below Deck Med. 'Cause
Right.
I think it's more crew, which might be a little
Mad
hard.
like Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be covering that because we are all in on this franchise now.
All in. Even if we didn't cover it, I would watch it.
Yeah, we love it. So that's the news. July 11th, the Below Deck Med is returning. We'll be covering that. And as we said before, stay tuned to our Instagram. Follow the podcast because we're going to be traveling. We're going to be in Europe over the next couple of weeks. It might be a little hard to get some episodes out. Not sure we're going to be able to cover the Below Deck reunion.
Let's just say we are not going to be able
Yeah,
to. I want to make sure that we don't promise something. And I really want to do as least as we can in Europe because I'm going to be in Europe, not John. He's coming in later. There is 6 hour difference.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I really want to make sure I spend time with my family because I haven't seen them in 4 years. Thank you, COVID-19. 3
Is that
years.
true? Yeah,
3 years.
3.
We haven't been to Czech
We
in 4
saw them
years.
in November of 2019.
So it's going to be 3 years. I really want to make sure I spend some quality
Every
time with my
minute with
family.
them. Yeah.
So I'm really going to pay attention to that. I'm sorry, guys. But we'll be back.
We'll be back, and we're going to do everything we
We're
can
going to do
to
everything
do
we
the
can.
90 Day Fiance.
We're going to do 90 Day, yes. And we have some surprises.
Yes. That's a good
So
note.
another reason for you guys to follow us on social media because we'll be posting about it. So please do it. We're not gonna let you dry,
No, we'll give your ears something to
but
listen
there'll
to.
be a few adjustments because of this.
Yeah, but just for a week or two. So
just for 2 weeks.
don't you worry. Okay. And last but not least, if you could leave a review, that would be awesome. We really appreciate it. Maybe you didn't leave us a review and you wanted to see how we handled the season. Well, we've reached the end of the season now. Let us know what you thought. How did we cover? Did you like it? I hope so.
I hope so.
Hope you liked it. All right.
Big
And
hopes.
thank you to everyone who has left a review, because a bunch of you guys are, and we really appreciate that.
We love it. And if you want to hear your review, because we read them on the 90-day pod.
Well, we read the 5-star reviews.
The 5-star. Do we get anything less than 5?
I'm sure we do. Don't taunt people. Then they'll leave. They're like, oh, yeah, you do. We get all sorts of reviews, Teresa.
Okay.
All right. That is the housekeeping. Before we go any further,
Okay.
how about my favorite segment, Boat Name, the segment? We do it every week, and the finale is no different. Even though I've just figured out how to say Parsifal 3, I can say it better than Glenn at this point.
Parsifal 3.
Even Teresa can say it better than Glenn at this
Please.
point, because Glenn is drunk on tequila shots.
Please.
We can nail that name, but we say, what does that even mean? I'm sure it means something to someone. It means nothing to us. So we rename the boat every week in accordance to what happened on the episode. This week is no different. Teresa, how many names do you have?
I have 3.
Perfect.
You?
I have 3.
Okay.
This is good. All right. Woo! This is the final
Okay.
episode of the season.
All right.
Ladies
All right.
first.
Let's do this.
Ladies first.
Oh, ladies first. John was about to take a big sip. I was watching
Oh,
him.
boy.
All right. My boat name number 1 is Abracadabra. And you know why?
Abracadabra?
Yeah, because Marco said he's pulling all the tricks to put the last dinner together. So my boat name is Abracadabra.
Beautiful. That's
Right?
a good-
I was in between Abracadabra and a bunny in a hat.
No, Abracadabra.
Because magicians put bunnies.
I know, but Bunny in a Hat is not a good name.
That's why I went with Abracadabra.
You chose correctly. Abracadabra.
Right?
Great name. All right. Where do I go first? Let's start easy here. We saw some people get a little nasty. We saw Gary throw Daisy into bed.
Yeah.
We saw some booties, and we saw a lot of drinking. Okay? My first boat name for this final episode, Bottoms Up.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Teresa.
I like it.
Bottoms Up. All right.
I like it.
Go for
it's
number
not
2.
better than Abracadabra.
All right. It's better than rabbits in hats or whatever that was.
Bunny in a hat.
Bunnies in hats,
Bunny in a hat. Okay.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2. See ya later.
Whoa!
See, like see.
So good.
Right? See ya later.
You've come a long way. We should
Right?
listen back to your early names.
What are you talking about? You say my names are great every single time. I mean, there were a few.
It's 'cause I'm not rude. That's a great name. See you later.
See ya later.
Okay. Well, I get it. SEA. Ya later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mine, number 2. Again, we saw a lot of drinking. We saw that big old bottle of champagne. And we saw Ashley's kitchen fiasco, kitchen
Oh my
nightmare.
gosh.
Okay. Champagne dreams and grilled cheese nightmares.
That's a long name, but I like it.
It's a big boat. It's a big boat. It could fit.
I like it. I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Champagne dreams and grilled cheese nightmares. All right. This brings us to our final name.
All right. My
Okay.
final name.
Oh, boy.
I saved the best for the last.
And this might be the first and only time I hope that we've ever had the same name. So I hope not, because we've gone all season not
I don't
having
think
this.
we're gonna
Okay,
have the same one.
Perfect.
Because the way I came up with this one is I'm really giving kudos to one person
Okay.
who
Should I
really, really made it all happen.
guess? Okay.
Okay,
Wow.
are you ready?
Well, yeah, all right.
My final boat name for the season is Glenn the Man.
Why not just name it like Glenn?
I did have Glenn first, but then I thought of Glenn the Man.
The Glenn. It could just be like the Glenn.
No, Glenn the Man.
Oh, I like it. Who am I?
Glenn the Man.
Who am I to try to edit your name?
Kudos to Glenn because I thought he was a
Absolutely.
great captain.
Absolutely. I thought it was either going to be Glenn or Marcos when you
Yeah.
said
Glenn the man.
Okay. Okay. And my final name of this season, Below Deck Sailing Yacht, Season 3. Tiger Stripes.
I knew you were gonna do something with that.
Tiger
because you always
Stripes?
say Tiger can change his
A
stripes.
tiger can't change his name, and Tiger Stripes is a great boat name because Gary, to the end, could not change his stripes. He would have made love to Daisy, spoiler alert, if there was no cock block, and Daisy allowed it. So I'm going to go with Tiger Stripes.
You know what? I was thinking about something like that, but I knew you were gonna bring it up. I knew it. I knew it.
And I thought that's
you
maybe why
delivered.
we would have landed on the same name, because
Yeah.
I knew you knew I loved that line, and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were going to give it to me as a gift.
No, I ended with Glenn the man. I think that's a powerful
Okay.
boat name.
I like it.
Very powerful.
Very strong.
Very strong.
All right, should we talk about the
Yes.
episode?
Picked up where we left off. It's the end of the wedding. Gary's all wet because he ran into the water yelling, "I'm not gonna marry you, Daisy."
Yeah, Daisy caught the bouquet and Gary
Yes.
took off. One of my highlights of the season, I thought. That just cracked me up.
Yeah.
I love the show, and I smile a lot during the show, but very few times do I chuckle. And this was one of the times where I kind of like laughed to myself when he ran into the water and just fell down.
It's so funny that you say you chuckle. Chuckle.
No.
No, chuckle.
That's kind of a chuckle right there.
Chuckle.
That's kind of a chuckle.
Chuckle.
No, you're making
You're
me
chuckling.
You're making me uncomfortable.
You're chuckling right
Anyways, Mark goes in the kitchen, of course, right? And Ashley and Scarlett on the boat as well, preparing the deck for the reception. And let me give kudos where kudos is due. This looked a lot better than the ceremony.
Table, yes,
The
absolutely.
table, the reception looked so much better than the ceremony. And I think I know what it is.
What?
Because there were fake flowers on the table.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
right?
gosh.
Flowers don't look good on sand. I think that's context is everything. And the fake flowers on a nice table with a tablecloth and glassware looks fine.
Yeah, maybe.
You put any flowers, you put a bouquet of roses, you put sunflowers, you put anything in sand, it doesn't look like it belongs.
Yeah,
so it's not going to look
to
good.
be like beautiful shells.
Shells, cactus, palm fronds,
Yeah.
all of that would look natural. You put fake, which is obviously unnatural flowers, into an unnatural setting, and it just
You're
looks
right.
so wrong.
You are right, because it did look so wrong. But yeah, the table looks beautiful. Ashley feels the boss lady because she's Scarlett this, Scarlett that, Scarlett, is that them? Are they coming? Scarlett, I need help. And I'm
She
like,
was taking the lead,
yes.
Teresa, which she will be anointed with.
Ashley's an asshole.
No, but she stepped up. I thought she did what she had to do. I don't think the ceremony looked great, but I thought the reception looked actually one of the nicest platings and
True.
decor of the season, I would say. So I think she came through there. Back on the beach, though, I loved. Did you see like Glenn, Kelsey, and Colin just chugging the leftover champagne?
yeah.
I love that Glenn. He's letting his hair down a little bit now that the season's. He's switched his matzo for peanut M&Ms.
Yes.
He's drinking champagne. We'll see him take tequila shots later. He's really just letting his hair down and enjoying that the season.
Peanut and M&M's. Like, I went to the CVS recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I wanted to get something.
That's like the only place I think that sells peanut M&Ms, right? Think of another place that sells peanut M&Ms. You can't do it. It's always at a CVS or like a Rite Aid or something.
Actually, no, I didn't go to CVS because I had COVID. You went to the CVS and you were like, "You want something?" And I said, "Sure, Mentos." But I was like thinking of something else. And I couldn't think of what I wanted. It was the peanut M&Ms.
Another M. Treat.
Yes. I mean, Mentos is my basic go-to. I'm a basic Mentos biatch.
Yeah.
But yes, that was it. I knew there was something else I wanted. I just couldn't think of it.
That would have been fun.
Peanut M&Ms.
That would have been fun. So then the guests, they arrive at the boat. It's time for the reception. And let's talk about Allegra's outfit because she changed out of her wedding dress into what I find way more appropriate. And I feel like she should have worn this for the reception.
She looks pretty. I like Allegra. She's very pretty.
She's pretty. I didn't like the dress that she wore for the reception. I liked this dress.
Loved it.
I know
Loved
you did.
Well, this dress was nice too. I liked it.
This
too.
dress was nice
Yeah.
and would look better on the beach, I think. It was a lot simpler,
Yes, but
showed
again,
more skin.
If you have a fancy wedding dress, you wear it. Yes.
I think it's
You know why?
it's out of
Because
place. It
you
doesn't
only
look
wear
as
it
good.
once.
I know, but it doesn't look. Don't you want to look good? And what do you mean you only wear it once? She's gotten married multiple times now. Why doesn't she wear it for her third time she marries Gabe? Right? This is the second
Okay,
wedding.
if you spend thousands of dollars on a dress and there is an opportunity to wear it twice, you wear it twice.
Well, then let's say this, as we did last episode. They should have gotten married on the boat.
Oh my gosh.
That dress would have looked fine on the boat.
So much better on the
The
boat.
flowers look better on the boat.
Oh
The dress
my
looks
gosh.
better on the boat. Everything looks better on the boat.
Everything.
Okay?
Oh, I agree.
Okay. So let's talk about
Okay.
This
the
dinner.
guests,
Oh.
yes, the guests are coming back to Glen the Man. They arrived.
that's the boat or the person?
The boat.
Okay.
Glen the Man. And as they're walking up the stairs, everyone's like throwing rice at them, right?
Yeah.
It's a tradition.
It's a tradition.
Fucking rice everywhere. It's like eating Nature Valley granola bar.
Or going to the strip club. Yeah.
Literally
that stuff's going to be
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
But the dinner is in progress, and Marco says, I'm just pulling all the tricks for this final dinner, hence abracadabra, right? And it looks fabulous.
Yes, it looks so good, right?
So good.
First course tuna carpaccio
Yeah,
with cherry
ooh.
capers and apple smoke. What a presentation on this too,
Beautiful.
right? They had the glassware on top that kept the smoke in to give it that flavoring. Then for the main course, lobster tail and tomahawk steak.
That steak,
Oh my God. And so my question is, what was the excuse for the soup and sandwich last night?
I
You
don't
can
know.
clearly make a killer dinner for people who are gluten-free, dairy-free, onion, garlic, and
Maybe he was
parsley-free.
just tired.
Come on. This proved that he could have killed it both nights. And I hate to take anything away from Marcos because he's a hero among men.
He's the best.
But this was a killer dinner. The night before was finger food.
You gotta switch it up. The guests liked it.
How about the cake?
The cake looked amazing and apparently tasted amazing.
Looked a little dry for my taste.
What do you mean?
Looked a little dry. You could see it wasn't moist. You could
I
see.
like dry cakes.
Oh,
But
please.
you know what's my thing? It's like I hate what you put on the cake. That frosting.
Frosting.
Fucking hate frosting. Fuck frosting.
Whoa. You know what I've noticed, and I
Well,
want to
that's the
get
thing,
away from
guys.
it.
Don't hate me. I don't like cake.
Well, I was going to just comment on our podcasting.
Oh,
I've noticed we've been swearing more. I think what it is, it's just these past two episodes. It's this episode, and I'm guilty too. In the 90 episode, I think we were so pent up from having to record remotely.
I know, right?
that now that we're in person, we're like, F this. And I just want to be cautious of that because I know some people listen with their little ones or at work.
Okay, I'm sorry, kids.
No, it's me too. So
Okay.
we're so passionate. We're so fired up.
So passionate. But yeah, like I don't like cake. I really don't. But I love pies, like a homemade pies.
Yeah.
That's
love.
my thing.
That we could say that's what we had for our wedding.
Yes, because you don't like cakes either. I love good old cheesecake. We had a cheesecake for our wedding.
We had
But
cheesecake,
it
we had
was-
apple pie.
We found this tiny old school bakery and they baked us this traditional cheesecake and a lot of pies. And that's what we did because that's what we like.
Yeah.
I just don't, you know why I don't like frosting? That's why I don't like cupcakes. It's too sweet, but it's like artificial. I love muffins. I don't like cupcakes.
Can I tell you what I used to absolutely love?
What?
It was the only cake I ever loved.
Which one?
It's called the checkerboard cake.
I don't know that.
It is a cube. It is like
Okay.
a square. It's a cube. It's completely frosted in chocolate. And then if you cut into it, it looks like a chessboard.
Oh,
It's white cake and chocolate cake
interesting.
with chocolate frosting that kind of connects all of the layers. It is so good. My grandma introduced me to it when I was a young boy.
Interesting.
And we would buy it and I would eat it for breakfast with a big glass of milk. It was so good. Call in, guys. If you've had checkerboard cake, you know what I'm talking about. There's nothing like it. It is so good. That's the only cake I will actually go nuts for.
My grandma used to bake my cake for every single birthday until I was like 16. And that was the time that I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be fat. And I made my mom to buy me a yogurt cake.
My mom used to make me ice cream cake for my birthday, which is good. Anyway, we are digressing here. We have a lot.
We're talking about good stuff. Cakes. Yeah.
Cake and cake.
Yeah. Pies. Oh, now I would love to
I'm
have
a
a
little
piece
hungry.
right, like
We
piece
should
of
have gotten a
an
cake to
apple
celebrate
pie.
the finale
We should have.
next season.
Apple pie. Apple pie is my favorite pie.
Okay.
In case you guys were wondering.
Okay. Dinner's finished. The cake was a hit. By 11 p.m., the guests hit the bed. And I've watched enough Below Deck now to know when you get low-key guests, you're going to get crazy crew.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what we're in for.
And so everyone's cleaning, right? And Gary's trying to figure out if Scarlett or Gaisy, like, who's gonna be it, right? Colin thinks that even though he flirts with all those twos, he has his eyes on the prize, aka Daisy with a D.
Yeah, and he, jeez, he admits it. He kind of when Colin's like, "Oh, you into Daisy?" He's like, "A little."
Yeah, of course he
He's
is.
not shy. That's what I like about him is that he puts his heart on his sleeve and he lets you know. Maybe sometimes he's too forward, but he'll let you. There's no games with him. He just lets you know.
He has a game. That's the thing. He has a game.
I don't know. What's the game? I think it's just he throws his D at you, and
somehow all the
if it
girls.
sticks.
He's like the fish that everyone wants to catch.
Except he hasn't. The only person he hooked up with this season was Ashley, and he doesn't even remember it.
He hooked up with Ashley. He hooked up with Daisy.
He didn't hook up with Daisy, did he?
Hooking up mean like kissing too.
I don't.
Yeah, he did.
Nah.
Yes, he did. With Daisy, he hooked up with Gabriella. Come on.
I'm just saying.
He hooked up with Scott. He hooked up with everyone.
Kissing when you're drunk, I'm saying, is not hooking up.
That's the definition.
Not on a sailboat.
No.
Not on a sailboat.
Hooking up if you kiss someone when you're drunk, that's literally the definition of hooking up. I hooked up with someone.
I guess.
It can go farther, but even if you kiss someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I hooked up with this
If
guy.
you make out with them, I would say for a handful of seconds, maybe that's hooking up.
Oh, okay.
But if you're just like 1, 2, done, you're just having fun at a party.
Okay.
I'm not speaking from experience. I'm speaking as a
Better
spectator.
not.
I'm speaking as a spectator.
Who was the slut?
Going, I don't think they hooked up. I'm watching it. I don't think they hooked up. I think they made out. I think they kissed. Anyway, next morning, 5:50 a.m., the crew's back in action, and Allegra was up.
Yeah.
Or did she never go to sleep? Shout out to Consummation.
Yeah. First time after 10 years.
We get a little snippet of Marcos telling Glenn some good news.
Yes. Him and his friend found an investor
Yes.
for their restaurant.
So I think they had a food truck.
Yeah.
And now they found an investor
Yeah.
to make it a brick and mortar
Imagine like
restaurant.
where we live here and there is a food truck outside.
Yeah.
Imagine there was a
Ooh.
Fucking Marcos
Ooh.
style food truck. I would die.
Maybe it is. We don't ever go and eat at it.
No, because it's always like has some ridiculous pictures and they make
Yeah.
those sweet bananas
Yeah.
and
Plantains.
Fucking love plantains.
It's so sweet.
But-
I can't do plantains.
Oh, I love plantains.
If there was ever a checkerboard cake food truck, you'd catch me in line. All right. Captain Glenn points the boat in the direction of port, and they start to make their way home. Breakfast is served. Nothing too exciting happens on the way home. They dock.
Yes.
The guests disembark. Very nice, very lovely. Hugs all around.
Disembark. That's a big word. For
That's the
this
proper
podcast.
word. You don't just get off a boat. I think you disembark.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You've never been on a cruise, have you?
No.
We'll go one
I
day.
would feel so trapped.
No, a cruise is huge.
I know.
No, you would not feel trapped. If you've ever been on like a decent sized cruise, when you're inside, you don't even realize you're in a boat.
You know why I don't ever want to get on a big cruise? Because I watched this video of a cruise going from Florida to Bahamas and they got caught into one of those hurricanes and storms.
What happened?
I was throwing up watching it. The boat was going up and down. There
Yeah.
were people on the floor puking.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. They had to refund all those people. It was
Yeah, I would
crazy.
imagine. Or they would get sued.
I'm like, I was watching it. I'm like, and that's why I don't go on cruises.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say COVID, but a lot of reasons not to go on a cruise. But I've been on a couple, and they're fun. If you can kind of just get over the fact that you're trapped on a boat with thousands of people, they're fun.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I watched Titanic several times. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I would find space on the door
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you. All right. So the guests, they disembark, they get off. And Laura says, who's the primary? I have a tradition amongst our friends. When there's a big celebration, you drink a big ass bottle of champagne.
That was beautiful. I loved it.
You know what it was? What I think it was?
What?
I think it was the Costco Veuve Clicquot.
Really?
They have these huge, it's like $800.
We should buy it for something.
Or $800. We don't even like champagne.
That's very true.
We want,
We have the regular version of that champagne, by the way.
Someone gave it to us, yeah.
We got it for our... Dude, that's old. I mean, old. We got it for our engagement.
From who? Oh.
No, for a wedding, for my boss.
Okay. Yeah, this one I think is like 6 liters, $800 worth of champagne. That's
Ooh.
ridiculous. But it was a cool gesture. It was a fun gesture.
Yeah, and honestly, what do these 20-something-year-olds do for a living that they left that big-ass tip that we'll talk about next?
Okay, let's talk about it. It's tip meeting time. And Glenn goes around the horn, gives everyone props, says he's proud of everyone for the season. He thinks they finished with a bang. And he's like, Marcos, please never leave.
And Ashley got promoted.
Yeah.
I wonder why Daisy waited until all the guests were gone.
So Ashley got promoted from junior stew
To lead stew.
So she just skipped over regular ass
Lead
stew,
stew is basically a second stew.
but without the title.
Yeah.
I think it's a make-believe title. I don't even know if it's a real.
It's a make-believe title that she got at the end because she was being a baby.
At least she appreciated the gesture.
Yes, she did. I think this was the only time that I was like, all right, Ashley, you said something that I actually respect and I agree with.
Because she could be like, well, why not second stew? It's like she took the title.
Yeah.
She just felt, okay, someone appreciates the effort I put in and is rewarding me for that. And as Daisy said, yeah, it's at the end of the season, but you can put it on your CV.
Yes.
So it's good.
Yes. The tip was $20,000. Again, what do you guys do for a living?
I mean, come on. They just took out a $60,000 2-night
I
boat.
know,
$20,000 it's pocket change.
Oof, I wish I could say that.
Yeah. And they add up the total. And for the season, the amount of tip they received throughout the season, if you add it all up, $160,500.
That's not bad at all.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. For 6 weeks, I think they said it was.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
And then we have this little throwback to all Marcos' success,
Uh-huh.
right? Minus the one
Minus
with Chuck.
Up Chuck, yeah.
Yeah, Chuck is like, this is the worst food ever. Give me a fucking box mac and cheese.
Yeah. Give me a burger. Give me a Happy Meal.
He was the worst.
Yeah. But everyone,
Marcos was a genius.
I mean, the people who survived to the end were rock stars.
Yeah.
Tom had issues and he left early.
Yeah.
Gabriella had some issues and she left.
Yeah.
Everyone who's there deserves to be there. And yeah,
Even Ashley.
Yes, she, again, we've said it throughout the season. She had an attitude, but she always did her job.
True.
She always delivered on
I don't
her
like
job.
Ashley as a person, but I feel like what she said a few things on this episode that I agreed with. I was like, yes, girl, like you finally learned.
Yeah, for sure. All right. That is the tip. What a great tip. Actually, Gary said it's the most he's ever made in a season. So that is great news. And on that news, I think we should take a break. When we come back, everyone's going out to celebrate.
Yes.
All right. We'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Ahoy, Jonathan.
Ahoy, Teresa. Are you ready to talk about this outing?
Yes, going to the restaurant, right? So we have 2 cars. We have Ashley and the boys and Gary and the girls.
Okay.
You can figure the rest out.
Okay. Yeah. There was a lot going on. It always is in these van rides.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep track of what's going on. But one thing I picked up on was Barnaby talking to Ashley. And I guess Barnaby is friends with Ashley or friendly, because at first I thought it was a dig. But then I realized, no, it was more of like concern, because Barnaby goes to Ashley, Daisy's the chief stew. What the fuck is a lead stew? And Ashley's like, I don't care. I just appreciate the recognition. That's where she says. And so I think it was Barnaby going like, why didn't you get promoted to second?
Yeah.
But that was
To
it.
be
Then,
honest, lead stew sounds better than second stew, at least to me. But
I
again,
think you're right.
I don't know anything about voting.
No, and if it's a make-believe title, then you're going to have some explaining to do, and you're going to have to explain, oh, I was a junior stew, and I did a good job.
All I would do is that I would say, watch the last episode of...
Season 3, episode 17.
Yes.
Explains it all.
Yes. I would literally put it on my resume.
I'm sure this is on all of their resumes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They get to the restaurant, and celebrity sighting, Glenn the Man.
Yeah, Glenn the man himself.
The man himself is joining them for the final dinner.
All right, okay. Let me ask you this.
All right.
So they sat down at this table, and I thought they were eating and drinking,
I
right?
know.
But later on, they go downstairs,
Once Glenn leaves.
and they're
I
eating again.
think
What
it was
was it?
apps. I think it was drinks
Just
and apps.
apps?
Yeah, it's
Why
fancy.
didn't they stay for dinner?
It's the last night. I think it was the same restaurant, but I think it was
It
like...
was. They just went down the stairs.
Right. That's how they
Okay,
do it on
so-
the last night.
So Glenn just stayed for the abs and the tequila shots.
Which, do you think Glenn was just messing with them?
Absolutely. A baby knows how to
I
drink
was going to
tequila.
say, this man spends his entire life on the sea. He knows how to take a tequila shot.
I learned when I was like 14, so don't tell me that Glenn doesn't know.
Well, he's Canadian. You're European. It's a little different.
But yeah, European, I still know how to drink tequila.
Well, that's true. In Canada, you started at 18 as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just messing with them, and it was so funny. It's nice to see Glenn
Yeah.
amongst the regular
In
people.
Czech, we drink silver tequila with the lemon and salt,
Yeah.
gold tequila with an orange, and what do you put in my whiskey?
Honey?
Yeah, no.
Lemon juice?
The stick.
Oh, cinnamon stick.
Yeah. So a gold tequila with cinnamon and an orange.
Okay, you know gold and all that is not real tequila talk. That's Jose Cuervo talk.
That's what we do in Czech.
Okay.
We have gold tequila, we have silver
Oh,
tequila.
please, I'm drinking here. it's Blanco Reposado Añejo.
Look at this.
I'm just
now.
trying to teach you something. So if you go to a
You
bar,
don't
and you-
think I know? I live with you.
but if you go to a bar and you say, "Hey, can I get a shot of gold tequila?" You're gonna get shitty tequila.
no, but if you go to a bar in Czech and you say, "Can I have a glass of añejo?" They would be like, "You want a fucking silver or gold?"
That's why I would never drink tequila in Czech.
You would not.
I would say, "Give me a beer."
I got a big ass
Star of
bottle of
ramen, please.
tequila from my dad when I passed my driver's test.
Yeah, I like to drink the spirit of whatever place I'm in.
Fun fact, and this has nothing to do with this show, literally.
Nothing we've talked about on this episode has anything to do with
Very
this.
true. But as you guys know, we're big fans of The Office. We're big fans of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And myself, I'm a big fan of Friends, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of like rewatch all the episodes. I just play it in the background when I have to work or something. Love the background noise or when I eat lunch. Stop it. Listen. On today's episode, I'm
Wait, what do you mean
watching.
today's episode?
Well, whatever I had on during lunch.
It's been off the air since
I'm watching Friends.
42.
And they're in Monica's and Rachel's apartment. And behind Ross, there is a 6-pack of Pilsner Urquell.
Oh, it's a Czech beer for those
It's
who
a
don't know.
Czech beer.
Yeah, check that
Isn't
out.
it awesome?
That's cool.
So cool.
It's very cool.
I just saw it today.
All right.
Very proud.
All right. So they all do their shots. Glenn leaves. Yes, they move to this other table to have dinner.
Yeah.
And they go around and Gary asks everyone, share your highs and your lows of the season.
What is this? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what are you thankful for? And Gary says the high of the season is mine and Daisy's relationship. He's really trying to prime that.
yeah.
He wants it so bad. And the low was the low ball tip from Upchuck.
Oh my gosh. Chuck was the ass.
Oh,
I
it's the
loved
worst.
Colin's high because he says his high was the giggle club.
Ew.
I love that.
Yes, and that's what sets you up for a broken heart. When
It's
you
a bromance.
Yes, it's a bromance. And when you watch them just laughing their ass off, like tickling each other and playing practical jokes, and then you see them have to leave.
I know.
That's where you go, oh man, you were on such a high. It was so much fun. And now the friends have to leave.
Friends for life.
Yeah. So that was nice. Kelsey says her high was them winning the Seaman Cup. Only Seaman she got, surprisingly, this season. She didn't.
I mean, Kelsey was like the cool kid in the background.
Yeah, a little bit of
I
tomboy.
like Kelsey, yeah.
If that saying is still a
Daisy's
thing.
highlight was the wedding. Wing, wing, Gary.
It made her feel like true love may
Oh, yeah.
exist.
Again, wing, wing, Gary.
Yeah. And then Colin makes a toast and says, it's rare to get a team that can work this well together. So let's celebrate.
Yes.
And celebrate they do. They leave dinner, they hop in the vans. Barnaby asks Daisy if she's banging Gary. And she's like, no. And Barnaby's like, why?
Yeah.
He's
because on the way back, it's Barnaby and girls and Scarlett and the boys.
Barnaby wants to make sure he's not getting Gary's sloppy seconds.
Because as Barnaby said later, Daisy is fit. I told you he has the hats for Daisy.
He made it so cool. Like the last thing he said before he departed the boat was basically, someone keep an eye on me because I'm unhinged and may do something that I shouldn't do with Daisy. Because red flags.
I told you
all over
that
this
since
place.
day one.
So they get back on the boat. Everyone changes into their swimsuits. Of course, they take that champagne off ice. They shoot the cork right into the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Which, tell me that you told the camera guys to move out of the way before you did that. I hope the camera was on a tripod or something, because you could take someone's eye out with that. And
my gosh.
Imagine how much pressure is in a normal bottle of champagne. Multiply that by like 10. Now how much pressure is in that thing? It's a literal cannon going off the side of a pirate ship.
Yeah, I would love to get a bottle one day. But
Oh, you stop it. I would get a bottle that big of something we actually drink.
yes.
The Casamigos.
No, I would get it, let's say, if we have a group of friends for celebrating.
So sad. So sad.
Celebrating something, I would.
They start going nuts. They're spraying the champagne all over the boat. It looks like a rap video. Scarlett starts chugging the bottle. Barnaby is doing like full body pull-ups like you do on a playground. Right.
He's like climbing on the boat.
Yeah.
He looks like what's that animal? A sloth.
Yeah, he does look like a little
Yeah,
bit.
he just like hangs on the pole.
Yeah. And then, oh, sweet, sweet Ashley. Drunk Ashley. Making, I think that was an attempt at a grilled cheese.
It was.
It was almost a grilled hand.
It was
but
disgusting.
hand and cheese sandwich.
But Ashley's, I know the type of a girl. Like, she gets drunk. Like, before she gets drunk, she's like, oh, I'm so pretty. I'm so this, I'm so that. And she gets drunk. She's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yum.
We have a friend like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she just eats everything that gets in her way. And it's like, I'm like that slightly when I get drunk. I want to eat. But not like Ashley. I'm not that messy.
Yeah, you don't almost get third-degree burns.
I don't try to cook. I just eat whatever I find.
We order pizza.
Yeah, we order pizza.
You can't order Domino's when you're on the boat, I guess.
That's very true.
So she's making all sorts of a mess. Colin grabs his guitar, like the romantic guy that he is, and they start having this very drunk jam session. And to me, they sounded like Dispatch. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dispatch, but shout out to anyone who knows Dispatch. I think they were singing some Dispatch.
I thought they were just having fun.
Yeah.
Back to Ashley. Now there is Marcos and Colin watching her. And Marcos is like, you're a cavewoman. You're disgusting.
He's filming her.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, this is a disgusting meal, Ashley.
Right. Imagine how offensive that is to a chef like Marcos.
It was offensive to me.
Yeah. Just defiling that kitchen after he's made so many amazing meals throughout the season. And here she is just grilling her hand a la Michael Scott, because I like to wake up to the smell of bacon. And the more, so sue me.
And I don't have a butler.
Sorry, I don't have a butler. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
Well, then we see the upstairs for a little bit when Daisy is flirting with Gary hardcore.
Yeah, she kind of corners Gary at the bar. And she's like, for one time in our life, can we? And Gary goes, have sex? And Gary's like, why don't you slip into something drier? How about you change out of that wet swimsuit, slip into something drier and get into bed? And Daisy's like, well, why would I change? I can take my bikini off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, a tiger can't change his straws, but he can change his bikini.
But I was expecting more because
I know. He goes and he brushes his teeth. That's what I'm telling you. He was going to do something. He went to brush his teeth. That's a telltale sign. You think something's going to happen or you're going to try
you
for
also
something.
do that before bed.
He was not going to bed. He went to Daisy's room.
Oh, that's right.
Right? He brushes his teeth and then he goes to Daisy's room where he carries Daisy up the stairs, throws her into bed.
But that is actually the cock block.
Cock block.
Which I think is for the best.
Yes.
I think if they banged, it would be awkward if they work again together. Like this way, they can leave it on a professional but flirty note.
Yeah, it's definitely for the best because they are the two most professional. And
They have to be. They're the heads of their
leaders.
departments.
The
So is
leaders.
Marcos, but there is no one below him. Like he is the only chef, right?
Yeah. But Gary did want something to happen.
Of course.
He
did.
goes back to his bunk and he tells the guys like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to pump her, but but nothing happened." So we were both wrong, I guess, because we were taking bets on who he was going to have hooked up with.
Yeah, but if Daisy was willing to, he would have.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Okay, next morning, Glenn's up, sees the grilled cheese nightmare.
He's like, holy shit, what the fuck happened here?
I would have liked to see Glenn stay up that last night and get a little wild with them.
I know, but he doesn't do that. And when Barnaby climbed into his bed, Glenn was like,
Yeah.
shit, what time is it? Barnaby's like, 4:35. Poor Glenn. He probably had a piece of his M&M and just went back to sleep.
That's his melatonin. Another M word. Yeah, I think Barnaby stepped on Glenn. That's why I think he woke poor Glenn up.
I think it was next time the captain needs to have a cabin for himself. Let's just make it happen.
Let's make it happen,
Right?
Captain. Yeah.
I felt bad for Glenn.
I was going to say, or have Gary bunk with Glenn.
Yeah.
But I love seeing Gary and Colin and Marcos
I
and
know.
all of them. You don't want to see Gary and Glenn wrestling.
Or like where Gary, Marcus, and Colin were staying, it was one bed on one side, two on the other.
Yeah.
So it should have been 2 and 2.
What do you mean?
So 2 bunk beds. There was only
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And then you could have had Barnaby in there.
yeah.
Look at you. You should design ships.
I shoot design chips.
So Glenn sees the grilled cheese and it's like, well, we got to get to cleaning here. So he wakes everyone up, says it's time to start packing. Everyone gets up. They start cleaning. They start packing. And then one by one, we start to say goodbye.
Let me ask you this. Would you be the one leaving first or last? Or
I
like
wanna
in
be-
the middle?
I need to be last.
Really?
Yeah.
I would want to be out probably one of the first. Like I want to be out.
No,
Like,
I don't want to miss anything.
You see, but I would hate to just say goodbye to everyone then leave. I would probably want to get out, say goodbye, and then I'll be out.
Yeah, but I would want to milk every second of it.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to
I
happen?
think that's so sad. So I would probably just want to, I would probably be Barnaby or Scarlett, like the first or the second.
Yeah. So Barnaby leaves first and he says goodbye to everyone. He says, I love the people,
Hated the work,
didn't love the work.
but Daisy was fat.
Oh, and yeah, here's the red flag. He was like, what the hardest part was? Knowing I'm no longer going to be living 6 feet from Daisy. What? Someone keep an eye on this guy because this is concerning behavior.
Well, he had a big ass crash on her.
I know, but to say it's going to be hard that I can't smell her. I used to be able to smell her when I fell
He
asleep
didn't
at
say
night.
that.
Basically, that's what he's saying. He's like, I was so close to her. Oh, yeah.
What?
I could hear
you
her
never
snore.
had a crash on anyone?
Yeah, but I never verbalized it like that. You keep those things to yourself, Teresa.
I guess.
Come on, you keep
I
something
mean, the
to
last
yourself.
time I had a crash on someone, I was probably in high school. But
Yeah, and you keep it to yourself, or you put a sappy away message up with some John Mayer lyrics. Those are the two options. You don't tell a camera for national TV
I
those
can
things.
so see you doing that.
Absolutely. Okay, so Barnaby leaves. Then Scarlett leaves. She says goodbye to everyone. And she says it's bittersweet with Gary. I feel a strong connection, but I know he's drama.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't like drama. And I love that about Scarlett because if you look at her and if you want to just judge based on what you see
Judge
this
a book by its
very
cover.
pretty blonde girl, right? You would think that, yes, she's made for drama, right? But she's not. And I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
and-
And she acted on it too.
And kudos to her because this was her first
Yeah.
mega yachting experience. She could have gone wild. She could be like, oh my God, I've never had this opportunity before with all these people and this food and drink. And
Absolutely.
no, she kept it classy.
I loved it. I really liked Scarlett. I
Good for
thought
Scarlett.
her personality was great. I thought she was approaching it well, trying to keep Gary off of her.
Yeah.
I
good for her.
thought she was good. Yeah.
All right. Then Ashley leaves and she says, I feel like I could have been friendlier, but I'm still learning.
Yes, and I loved it because she said, I'm still learning and I know I have a lot to learn and grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this episode was the only one I thought that, all right, Ashley, like you're not the biggest asshole.
She ended on a positive note,
Yes.
which was good. Then Kelsey leaves. And I found this probably the most interesting of all the goodbyes. She goes, something I learned. I don't think super yachting is for me. She wants to be the captain of her own ship. She likes being the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised because she fell in line so well. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't combative. She didn't try to take power or lead when she wasn't supposed
Well,
to.
that's not her personality, but I think she likes doing her own thing. And I think Gary led her in a way. But I think her dealing with Tom, who just wasn't doing the job, and then Barnaby, who was doing it halfway, it just wasn't the right thing. And I feel like I can see her being the main deck person.
Yeah,
And
like a
because
Gary.
She was,
Well, I think
she was really good.
I think she does captain
Yeah.
smaller boats.
Yeah.
And that's what she wants to do. But yeah, I enjoyed having her on the season. She provided some chuckles.
Wait, she captains boats?
I think she captains smaller boats.
I think that's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for her.
Then Marcos leaves. And Marcos getting all teary-eyed, talking about his brothers, talking about his new family. He's never had this before.
Beautiful.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Which leaves 4. Glenn, Daisy, Colin, and Gary.
The crew from last year.
The OG crew. Colin leaves next.
Yes.
And Glenn wants him to return next summer, of course. Consummate professional. We would all appreciate Colin on board.
Let me ask you this. We all know that Gary works with Captain Glenn or
Yeah.
whatever for a longer period of time. What do all these people do?
I know. All sorts of things. I think they can work in the industry if they have knowledge of boats, repairing boats, fixing up boats, working maybe in other parts of the world.
I guess.
Or they have other jobs. It's a part-time job. It's a summer job. And
Yeah.
then you do something else. Like the same thing people who work at the beach during the summer, on the boardwalk, right? What do you
That's
do
true.
during the off season?
I don't know.
Yeah, all sorts of things, I think. So then Gary and Daisy have a nice chat. Gary tells Daisy, I'd love to work with you again and keep growing this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe sexually, maybe not.
Yeah, and
She leaves.
yeah.
She leaves. Here's what I noticed, and shout out to Gary for this. He was such a gentleman. He helped every lady with their bags, no matter who it was. Scarlett, Daisy, Kelsey, helped all of them with their bags.
Did he have Ashley?
I don't know if he helped
didn't
that. Forget.
Probably not.
But I'm pretty sure he helped them all. It was sweet of him.
Yeah, but he said our sexual attention is undeniable. So let's see.
Sexual attention? Attraction?
Attention? Sexual attention sounds good to me.
Okay. Someone's paying someone sexual attention, but sexual tension maybe.
Tension?
Yeah.
Without the A?
Tension. There's tension.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, then it's Gary and Glenn.
And I think Gary was staying on Glenn the man.
Glenn the man? Yeah, I think he might be at least for another day or so. They got to clean the boat. The two of them are going to take
They
over.
gotta clean the jacuzzi. Ew.
They got a lot of cleaning to
Ew.
do. There's a lot of disinfecting to do. Yeah.
That's for sure.
But that's it. That's the season.
Woohoo.
What a season.
That was great.
Yeah. I loved it. I'm so happy we're covering this show. I'm so
I
happy
know, right?
we're watching this show. And Below Deck Med starts Monday, July 11th.
Woot, woot.
So mark your calendars. We will be covering that.
Yes.
All right. Anything else before I go through the housekeeping?
I have
a good
nothing else
season.
to add. It was a great season. I
Great
loved it.
season.
A lot of emotions.
A lot of emotions. Teresa's getting a little teary-eyed over there, and I think it's because her drink's empty.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to take a longer break.
Oh, no, sorry. But thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed the season. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Yeah, that
Thank
was so much fun. And again, we're back in person and it makes a huge difference.
We think so. We swear a lot more.
We do.
We
but
curse like sailors. Come on, it's only appropriate for this
Yes.
podcast.
It's easier because we're face to face and I don't know. It's us. And I just have more fun with it.
Yeah, of course.
Plus, I love hanging out with you and not being able to because of COVID-19 was tough.
Yeah, it was. But here we are.
We're back.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. We'll keep you updated with everything over there. Make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. You just look down, you smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as this awesome season. Woohoo.
What a hot season. Yes. If you guys want to rep the brand, we don't have Parsifal merch, but we got Married to Reality merch. You can go to marriedtorealitypodcast.com. There's a button for a store. We got hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve tees, mugs, glasses. It's all there. Rep the brand. Tell a friend. Bring a friend.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Let's grow this thing. And speaking of the love, thank you for the reviews. We appreciate every one of you who has left a review, and we'd appreciate it if you could leave a review.
Absolutely.
All right. I've said it all, Teresa.
I've said it all.
That means we will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.